A physician and their spouse earning $500,000 can qualify for an enormous mortgage and still feel broke every month. A lender measures whether you can repay the loan, but they do not measure whether the payment leaves enough freedom to have children, reduce clinical hours, or leave a job you don't like. I'll show you 3 big traps of buying a home so that you're not sacrificing your financial freedom for an expensive mortgage. Trap 1, treating your lender approval as your budget. Just because a lender is willing to lend you $1.5 million for your home doesn't mean that you should take it. I'm sure you've heard of the 36% rule, which is a guideline that says you shouldn't spend over 36% of your gross income on debt payments, including loans and also your house mortgage. This is a common guideline that lenders use to calculate the max amount of mortgage that they're willing to give you. Use this to calculate your maximum mortgage, but don't just stop there. Ask yourself, can you pay this mortgage along with your retirement savings, living expenses, and taxes? Break down your income and expenses with a budget and calculate your cash flow on how much mortgage you can actually afford. Let's calculate this for the physician and the spouse with $500,000. Their student loans are paid off here, but keep in mind that student loans would be included in the 36% rule. These are hypothetical numbers. Your expenses and taxes are personal and could be different. They're making $500,000 gross. Taxes are deducted from their paycheck at around $150,000. They are saving 20% of their gross salary into retirement funds, which adds up to around $100,000. They have 2 kids, so they are spending around $50,000 on private school and daycare. They also spend $100,000 a year, not including rent. We won't include the rent in the spendable cash flow because that will be saved for the mortgage payments once we have the new home. After deducting all the expenses, that leaves them $80,000 a year for housing payments. That doesn't just include the mortgage, that also includes property taxes, housing insurance, and maintenance. If they relied just on the 36% rule provided by their lender, their actual cash flow to spend would be way less than their mortgage payments. They either need a smaller home, a larger down payment, or more time renting so that they can save for it. And if you haven't already, please like and subscribe to this channel if you found this video helpful. Trap 2, assuming your current income is permanent. A mortgage creates a long-term fixed obligation for 10 to 30 years. But your income or personal expenses could be very different during that time period. You may want to work part-time for better work-life balance or spend time with the kids. Can the reduction in income still pay for the mortgage and other expenses? It might not be you that works less. It could be your spouse that becomes a stay-at-home parent to take care of the kids. I experienced this personally, taking a big pay cut, transitioning from investment banking to financial planning. I can't imagine how hard that transition would be if I had a mortgage payment. If you're looking to transition into private practice with your own clinic, do you have enough to pay for your mortgage, other expenses, but also the startup costs of office rent and also equipment? Are you able to sustain your expenses if your clinic income is low for the first 2 years? Here's an easy test for you. Go back to your budget and see if you can sustain the mortgage and all your expenses if you were 0.8 FTE or 0.5 FTE. If the mortgage immediately forces you to abandon other goals like saving for retirement, then you might have too big of a mortgage right now. Trap 3, understanding the difficulty of moving elsewhere. Owning a home can turn a career decision into a property management decision. Let's say you received a better job offer 2 hours away, but you just bought your first home 18 months ago. You now have to decide whether you want to commute, reject the offer, or sell the home earlier than expected. Selling a property takes time and energy. It takes months to list the property, review the buyers, and finalize a sale. There are costs to selling the home, like realtor commissions, title insurance, and government fees that could leave you with much less money than you expected compared to the listing price. If you have a non-compete clause that forces you to work 10 miles away from your original job, you want to make sure you read your employment contract with a lawyer to make sure you know what the implications are if you leave your job. Needing to find a new job with a non-compete is already really tough. Owning a home and needing to pay a mortgage makes it even harder. To help you think through these problems, you should ultimately ask yourself, how ready am I to settle down? I created a list of questions for you. I'm going to show you the top 3 questions, but feel free to go to the description to find the full list. Number 1, can I work at my job for 5 years? Number 2, do I want to stay in this neighborhood for a long time? Number 3, do I have the desire to explore different cities? After answering these questions, you might have a feel whether home ownership truly matches your desire for freedom and your life goals. Thank you for watching. I hope you found this video helpful in understanding the potential traps of home ownership. If you liked this content, please check out my other videos where I help young physicians achieving financial freedom.